The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Here at Extreme E. This is unbelievable. Absolute carnage.
Need to estimate your duty? Perform a track and trace? Search for a declaration?
Then download the Jamaica Customs mobile app today. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
12 p.m.
It's time!
Welcome to High School Pitchside. We have another fascinating episode for you.
More matches, more big clashes.
Let's talk about some of the big rivalries coming up this week.
More of your favorite features.
And trust me, you won't fall asleep in this history class.
And of course, we always want to hear from you.
Hear from your alma mater's players and coaches in Team Talk.
You know we can't leave you out. So send us your messages on social media and watch us react on FanView.
And you know we love a good little debate, right, Gio? We've got you covered all season long on High School Pitchside.
High School Pitchside, your ultimate guide to all things schoolboy football, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Odyssey with Yendi, brought to you by Grace, Singer, and Islandnet Services.
Turbulence to future, I'm going to end that CVM. See it happen. We've got the love others are searching for. I'm still loving you, even though you're gone. I could have been one of the most notorious. Keep it royal. Give thanks and praise for life. Thank you very much. Go bang! Wow, bang.
And that's what you love to see. They may be rivals, but the camaraderie is what it's all about. Can't wait for the final.
Thanks for joining us for CVM News at noon. It's Friday, October 10. I'm Giovanni Dennis. The Jamaica Fire Brigade is raising concerns about the fire safety in high-rise buildings following a deadly blaze in New Kingston Thursday morning. An elderly man died and at least 6 families have been displaced after a massive fire gutted sections of the Gallery apartments on Oxford Road. The intensity of the fire prompted additional support from multiple units across the corporate area. Now, speaking on CVM's lead story Thursday evening, Deputy Commissioner at the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Warren Malcolm, said many high-rise structures were built decades ago without some of the safety considerations required today.
Jamaica Fire Brigade has to retool and purchase more modern equipment, some of them which are much larger than equipment back in the days. And as a result, they need to be able to access the compound that these buildings are constructed. And in a lot of cases, you find that the roadway as well as the turning radius within these compounds and how the fire unit has to be placed in order to extend it outriggers, in order to extend its boom, you find challenges.
In other news, the government is calling on parents and other stakeholders to give more support to the nation's teachers. Education Minister Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon made the call while speaking at the 2025 staging of the Critical Illness Trust Fund hosted by the Jamaica Teachers Association recently.
But it's also important that all of Jamaica does more for our teachers. And so having a patron like Metris Siaga says a lot. It says that the entire country supports our teachers. And I know there'll be other persons here who want to donate more and want to do more for our teachers. And the doors are wide open for that, whether it's through the Ministry of Education or through the Jamaica Teachers Association. Any avenue, we are open to anything that enhances the lives of our teachers.
In the meantime, President of the Jamaica Teachers Association, Mark Malava, emphasized that the goal for the 2025 Critical Illness Trust Fund is to raise $1 billion to support teachers.
And when we get there, we will be finally able to, look at the issues that are facing the applications that come to us, and we can respond to that. Because already, over the years, we have had to treat with many of our members wanting or seeking assistance from us.
There's an appeal this afternoon for the mental health impact of childhood obesity to be given greater attention. This comes amid growing concerns over the rising rate of childhood obesity and non-communicable diseases in Jamaica. A report from UNICEF revealed that some 15,000 children under the age of 5 are overweight, while 1 in every adolescent is obese.
We must also look at the mental health implications of overweight and obesity. Children who are overweight and obese are more likely to be bullied and to have anxiety and to have negative health outcomes from those. So it's important that we are looking at it from a holistic perspective.
Meanwhile, the Health Ministry is rolling out training manuals to teach cooks how to prepare healthier meals in schools as the government presses ahead with the implementation of the National School Nutrition Policy. Now, on Thursday, the Ministries of Education and Health officially launched the policy after months of planning.
So our officers will be ensuring when we audit these schools, of course, and part of the training for these chefs that are doing the overall training for the cooks, those are some of the things that they will be learning. For example, healthier options, how to remove fat from, for example, from the meat to make the meat, of course, less fatty, as an example. Also looking at, as you mentioned, allergies. Right, so those are some of the things that our cooks will be trained on.
The success of all the policies rely also on the inputs and the participation of parents. And so everything we do, we have to make sure parents are included, they're aware of the policies, and that they're trained and they understand what the efforts look like.
Former Director of Public Prosecutions, Paula Llewellyn, has extended congratulations to her successor, Claudette Thompson, on her appointment as the new Director of Public Prosecutions. Ms. Llewellyn, who has worked closely with the new DPP for over 15 years, describes her as a woman of integrity, exceptional work ethic, and sound judgment.
I recognized in her from very early the qualities of leadership, reliability, her love of the job, and of course her integrity in how she performed her assigned tasks. She has always demonstrated the fact that she has a broad back. She's unafraid and with dignity and great courtesy, but great firmness. She is never afraid to take on any challenge. So I believe that Ms. Thompson is well equipped to carry the baton that I have passed on and to take the office of the DPP into greater heights. She, I know, will make sure that the office of the DPP continues its proud tradition and will continue to make sure that the public of Jamaica is well served.
The curfew in and around the Commodore District in Linstead St. Catherine has been extended into this weekend. Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of Area 5, Christopher Phillips, says further operations will be taking place.
Residents within the Linstead area are to anticipate further police operations and increased presence in and around the Commodore environs. You would be aware that we have imposed curfews in sections of Commodore, Banbury, and Trinity in the St. Catherine North Division. So rest assured.
How long will those curfews continue for?
Right. So we have imposed in the initial stage at 48 hours, and we're looking to extend for perhaps another 48 thereabout.
And it's time for a break here on News at Noon, but stay with us. More when we come back.
This is Deposit Insurance in a Minute. JDIC insures deposits up to $1.2 million per depositor, per ownership category, per institution.
This includes individual and joint accounts. If you have an individual account, it is insured separately from a joint account that you share with someone else.
So my personal account can get up to $1.2 million, and the joint account where me and my mother have can get up to $1.2 million too?
That is it. JDIC ensures that if you have an account in your name alone and another account with somebody else, your money is protected, giving you financial security and peace of mind.
Nice to know.
Jamaica Deposit Insurance Corporation.
Protecting your deposits,
securing your future.
JDIC, protecting deposits for you and me.
Need to replace or amend your exam certificate? The Overseas Examinations Commission can help. The local service charges $3,960 Jamaican dollars. Apply using our new service portal, OEC Online. With OEC Online, you can pay for our services from anywhere, right at your fingertips. Locate us at 6 Manhattan Road, Kingston 5, or 18 Queens Drive, Montego Bay, or call 876-618-3721, or visit our website at overseasexams.org.jm. The OEC, your trusted partner for certificate services.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Now, today on World Mental Health Day, we look beyond the surface conversations about depression and anxiety to a growing hidden crisis, burnout across Jamaica. teachers, nurses, and other essential workers continue to shoulder heavy workloads under constant pressure. Many are emotionally and physically exhausted, pushing through long hours, tight resources, and growing public demand. Experts say this culture of overwork is quietly eroding not only mental health, but also family relationships, productivity, and quality of life. Now, to help us unpack this, we're joined in studio by counseling psychologist Dr. Chukwemeka Victor Chiano, and on Zoom by associate clinical psychologist Sonia Winter, to help us understand what's really happening behind the burnout. Now, let's start with you, Dr. Victor Chiano. Now, we often hear the term burnout used casually, but clinically, what is burnout?
Thank you for that question. Indeed, from a clinical perspective, burnout is a state of physical, emotional, as well as mental exhaustion. And it's simply, in a simplified form, it represents a chronic state of depletion that affects one's motivation, one's performance, as well as his or her general well-being.
Yeah, and Sonia Winter, to bring you in here, how is burnout different from stress or depression, for example?
Hi, good morning, afternoon, Giovanni, thank you. Stress is a reality of everyday life for everyone, you know, where there are a lot of demands placed on the individual, either physical demands, emotional demands, or, you know, social demands, right? And so stress is just demands placed on the individual. However, when those stressors arrive from the workplace and they cause the individual to feel what was just itemized, you know, demotivated, empty, detached, lethargic, overwhelmed, when the stress causes from the workplace causes that and impairs the performance of the individual, then that's burnout. It can overlap with depression in that burnout can lead to depression, except that most often depression touches many different domains of your life, not just the workplace, you know. When one is depressed, it usually involves a sense of hopelessness and worthlessness arising from not only the workplace, but from their roles in other domains of their life as well.
Yeah, and from your professional experience, Ms. Winter, how widespread is burnout among Jamaica's essential workers, particularly teachers and nurses?
Well, you know, that's an ironic question, Giovanni, because I have no doubt that many teachers and nurses are experiencing burnout because we know how understaffed both of those professions are. We know how their workload has changed since the pandemic. However, as a psychologist, I know that many teachers cannot afford to access the psychological care that I would provide. So from my personal experience, I have not seen a large increase in the number of teachers or nurses that come into my practice because unfortunately it's not accessible to them because in fact compensation is a part of their burnout issue as well, you know. So anecdotally, I have no doubt that large numbers of teachers and nurses are experiencing burnout because we know of the realities that they face on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. And for you, Dr. Chiana, Ms. Winter spoke about the affordability factor of affording to get professional help. But aside from the affordability, what are some of the other issues driving burnout locally, do you think, among Jamaicans? And is it just work-related issues, workload issues, or are there other deeper systemic issues?
Yeah, indeed. Giovanni, thank you again for the question. Just following up with Mrs. Winter's insight to this conversation, the workload is just a part of the many other factors that contribute to individuals burnout. Take for example, family dynamics. You know, when someone is stressed, you stress not just you stress within the context of your workspace. Also, the stress also that comes from the family situations, for where they talked about finances, talk about mortgage, and sometimes there are some comorbidities like physical illness, which are part of what contributes to the general exhaustion that an individual, will want to, display or have. So, apart from the workload, apart from the family dynamics, as well as, again, personal stress could as well contribute to the general factors to that it's burnout.
Yeah, and just to come back to you, Ms. Winter, what are some red flags that people can look out for that, you know, they may in fact be experiencing burnout, but they don't realize it?
One of the big ones is that you're sleeping and when you wake up, you don't feel rested. You feel just as exhausted and weary after a prolonged period of sleeping in the night. If you're noticing that your attitude towards your work and to the people around you in general is just generally negative, cynical, sarcastic, you know, your whole almost personality and approach to the individuals and to your work is changing for the worse.
We have about a minute to go, just about 20 seconds from each of you. Start sticking with you firstly, Ms. Winter. What can policymakers and individuals do to reduce burnout?
It's very important. I think the first thing is to address staffing, inadequate staffing, and to provide mental health resources to the individuals in these fields, you know, to help them to access mental health services to deal with burnout are some of the things that I think would be very important.
For you, Dr.